Hello and welcome to Clarity Infrastructure Management's AVI on Workflow Management. Throughout this demo, we'll be looking at areas regarding workflow task management, third-party contractor access, completing tasks in the field to the field engineers and how they receive tasks on their phones, manage deployment issues or roadblocks throughout the project's lifecycle, and milestone reporting. In this scenario, we'll be looking at how a user or project manager can select by way of his favorites a standard or nominal project that they're currently working on, or indeed a team that they have actioned tasks against to work on, and simply by selecting the nominal project, as shown here by number of child projects. In this case we are selecting Ericsson LTE 5678. As explained previously, the workflow plans or associated actions relating to this project can be seen, and equally the original targets of cost expenditure and any active workflow plans acting upon it. In this scenario we're going to be showing a single task or numerous assignments that have been allocated to the users, and by selecting a number of tasks which have different completion statuses or statuses within their current process, we can see there's a force action, executing actions and pending actions that give the project manager or the user details relating to that exact task status. In this case we're going to be looking at how a single user can have access to the process itself. At this stage of the workflow, the project manager can define a task relating to a single activity, such as issue works order to the civils engineer, as shown here as executing. In completing that task and confirming by way of a mandatory comment that the task has now been assigned to the civils engineer, and by saving this, we'll change the executing status to completed and issue the works order to the civil engineer. An email notification will now be sent to the civil engineer's phone, as shown here by new email. The field engineer will now log into his inbox, as shown the task has arrived and has captured the relevant task detail. By going into their inbox, you can see here the role and queue previously assigned to the civil engineer under the candidate project can now be logged into. Now the civil engineer has logged in, he can clearly see the tasks relating or outstanding that he needs to carry out in the field. Within the Clarity system, the contractor can simply touch and bring up the activity relating to his field force task and simply, as shown, change the status to complete. This could happen over a number of days, but here for the demo this is instant. And by saving that, we'll re-execute the plan. Having issued the task to the field engineer, the project manager can now log into the system and see by clicking on the executing task as previously shown, is now showing as completed, having the field engineer carried out his duties. At any stage throughout the project manager or user can add in issues or roadblocks associated with that particular project by creating the issue or the roadblock against the project and by naming the particular issue that has been raised or the roadblock item that has been created. The problem category can now be selected and this list can be added to at any given stage, and here we are talking about equipment delivery issues. The criticality can then be apportioned, but here we can see that the system intelligently looks at through the mandatory field boxes that roadblock demo 2 has already been selected against this project, so the user now has to amend that item, and by saving it allows the roadblock or issue to be attached to the project as we can see here by selecting the Issues tab, that simply details all of the issues against that project. The user can then amend the issues without having to go into each of them individually, and simply by selecting the issue itself, maybe perhaps the permit is now being received, such as the description of the work or works that is carried out since having raised that initial issue, and simply by reducing the criticality of that issue itself and now completing the issue from a draft status. So any further user can see simply that that roadblock item has now been sorted. Here you can see the completed status and the received permits in relation to the original problem category selected by the user. With the Ericsson LTE 5678 project still in context, in order to view the project from a hierarchical level and equally from a project management quick status of the overall project view, the project manager can select all milestones relating to that particular project and see by the virtue of its status the completed or executing or pending state, and equally look at all the milestone tracker views, so all the dates in relation to hitting those milestones and where in the relation to the project the actual statuses have been fallen behind, as shown here by red. The view can also be seen as a Gantt chart. Here is indicating timelines between each of the tasks and the remaining tasks in the process that yet to have a timeline associated with it or actions happening upon them. Equally, we look at the baseline start dates, forecast actual dates in relation to the plan. We hope the following AVI has shown you details relating to workflow management tasks, third-party contractor access, completing tasks in the field as shown by receiving tasks on their phone, managing deployment issues or roadblocks in relation to the projects, and milestone reporting across the board and equally multiple projects themselves. Thank you for your time in watching this, and please do not hesitate to contact us should you require any additional information. Thank you.